guys, let's answer questions based on the grade 12 short story called Class Act. So here we're given an extract and it reads, I hate high school. Really, I do. And I haven't even been there a week, but already I can't wait until I get out. It is not only because everyone expects me to be able to speak Afrikaans, but I hate everything about the school. It's worse now that my classmates have started calling me Sister Mary Clarence. Just the other day, Aunt Connie came to visit after her checkup at the hospital. I have not seen her since I was small because she had lived in Joburg and had come home only a few times. First for Makulu's funeral and then for Malum Enoch's when I was in standard 2. Sitting on my sister's bed in her room, Aunt Connie asked, Ukwateleni? Obviously, I didn't know what she was talking about. What do you mean, Auntie? You are starting at a colored school next week, but you can't speak Afrikaans. Why do you look so upset? I'm not angry. I'm just quiet. That's all. I didn't understand why she didn't say that in the first place because no one here speaks like that. Maybe that's how they speak in Joburg. Ukwatele. The word didn't even sound like Afrikaans to me. It only clicked later that the Afrikaans word she was talking about was squad. Okay, so let us go to the questions. 5.1.1, it says choose a description from column B that matches the name in column A. So in column A, we are given the characters, and in column B, we are given the description. So for A, on 5.1.1A, we have Mr. Souls. So if we refer to the short story, we can recall that Mr. Souls was the narrator's teacher, right? So here we can say, if we are looking at column B, we can see that the clearest description that best matches a teacher would be that he lets learners do as they please, and therefore the answer for here would be B. And then we move on to the next one. We have Aunt Connie. Well, Aunt Connie bullies her niece. It's quite evident in the extract given to us. So the answer here is C. And then we have C, and it says Renato. Well, Renato is the bully that used to make girls stand in front of the class, especially newcome girls. So they would stand in the front of the class and he would measure the length of their skirts or tunics and everything. So the best answer for him would be D. He is a bully. And then we have the last question on 5.1.1, and it is Aunt Nosy. Well, we're not given quite a lot of information about this one, about the character in the short story, but we can just say it is A. She takes yearly trips to Nigeria. And then let's go to 5.1.2. 5.1. Let me just space this a little bit. Okay. We have 5.1.2. It says name the person who calls the narrator Sister Mary Clarence. Well, here, why isn't it moving? Oh, okay. Okay, so here in this extract, we are told that learners have started to call the narrator Sister Mary Clarence. So we can say her schoolmate, or you can say classmate. And if you also like, you can also say learners at her school, but it doesn't matter because we said her schoolmates. Okay, and then let us go to 5.1.3. This one says refer to lines 4, and they quoted I hate everything about school. And we have question A there. It says what tone has been used by the narrator in this line? Well, we can say that she is depressed, she's unhappy. Let us write here, she is depressed, or you can say unhappy, or you can maybe say that she is low in spirits, and maybe if you like, you can just say she's down. Because if somebody speaks about things they hate, they would obviously use a sad tone or a depressed tone and everything like that. And then we have the next question. It says, why does the narrator use this tone in this line? Well, we can say it is because the narrator is not warmly welcomed in her school. You can also say that she is bullied. Let's say she is bullied at her new school. Okay, now let us go to 5.1.4. It reads, refer to lines 18 and 19. And we have question A that says, identify the figure of speech used in this line. Let us go to lines 18 and 19. Let's check. This is 15, 16, 18. And it says, it only clicked later that the Afrikaans word she was talking about was squad. Okay. And then it says, identify the figure of speech used in this line. The figure of speech used here is a metaphor. It's a metaphor. And B, it says, explain why the figure of speech is relevant in this extract. We can say that the sudden realization by the narrator is compared to a click of an object. Which has a sudden reaction for example, the click of an electric switch. Right. Let's go to 5.1.4. Oh, it's 5.1.5. It says refer to lines 1 to 2. Let's go to line 1. It says, I hate school. Really, I do. And I haven't even been there a week, but already I can't wait until I get out. So the question in relation to this one says, refer to lines that and explain the irony in these lines. Well, if we can identify the irony, you can say that the speaker or the narrator has just started school, but already she hates it. She hasn't even experienced most of the troubles that come with it. So let's answer it. We can say the narrator has just started school, which should be an exciting, how do you write exciting? An exciting event or time in her life, yet she cannot wait to leave it. I mean, she hasn't started to experience a lot of things that come with going to school. And now we have the next question that says, one of the themes in this story is conflict, and discuss this theme. I don't get much space, but I'll just make the most of it. Let's go. This is 5.1.6. Let's enclose it so it's quite visible. Okay, let's discuss the theme of conflict. One thing you must know is that in each and every question you are going to come across, you are going to be given a 3 answered or a 3 marked question that requires you to discuss. So you're either going to discuss a theme, or you are going to discuss maybe an element of the short story, or either a poem. So you must know how to discuss these things, and you must know that whenever you are discussing something, you should not just give a simple point or a single point and expect to be given the full marks. Whenever you're writing, you must tend to read the questions and also check the numbering and the answering and the marks, so you know how much information, how much descriptions you must give in your answer. So here, if we are given a theme, you must not write it in point form, you must instead write it in paragraph form. And now let's answer the question. It says, the narrator has internal conflict as she does not really want to be in high school. So, okay, in this story, we have two types of conflict. We have internal conflict and we have external conflict. Now, internal conflict is when someone is, let's say, is internally experiencing a friction. It could be a friction of thoughts, it could be a friction of emotions, it could be a friction of many things, ideas and things that tend to temper with your emotions or temper with your state of mind. Now, internal conflict could be brought about by your feelings that you are being unable to, let's say you are unable to dilute or dissolve them, and you are confused. And then if we are speaking about external conflict, it could be conflict that is brought about by another person unto you, or you could be fighting with another person. It could be verbal, it could be physical. So that is the types of conflict that are indicated in this short story. Now, let us discuss this theme. Okay, as I have already stated that the narrator is experiencing internal conflict as she does not want to be in school. Okay, so let's write the point. You can say the narrator has internal conflict as she does not want to go to school. And you can also say that she cannot wait to be done with school. To be done. Yeah, let's cancel to be done with school, especially the school she is in. And you can continue to say she's being teased. She's being teased so much that she finally accepts it. Now, the part of being teased arises as external conflict because she is interacting with another person. But if it is only things that she thinks about and keeps to herself and everything, that would be the internal conflict. So being teased is an external conflict because somebody is conflicting you, right? You are being provoked, you are being teased. It means someone is hurting you, and that can tend to result in internal conflict. Now, that is all for our session today. Please subscribe to the channel so you can learn more. Thank you. Bye.